welcome. Thank you guys so much for stopping by Galadon Gaming. More Clash Royale action. We are talking about winning grand challenges, winning decks. Maybe we'll make this a whole series of deck strategies that have won grand challenges. The proof right on the right-hand side there, the screenshots from Stuns. This one at 9, then at 10, then at 11 wins, winning that big 12th win and a massive 1,100 cards for, well, I say only 100 gems. Unfortunately, not a great answer. For free-to-play players, 100 gems takes a long time to save. So just right here, I'm going to tell you, the Grand Challenge, obviously pretty much out of range for the free-to-play player. Maybe the regular challenge at only 10 gems, but that still takes a couple of days to save up with free chests. My suggestion? Find a tournament, especially a Galadon Guaranteed tournament. The Guaranteed tournaments that I'm starting each week are tournaments where I will host multiple 1,000 player tournaments and only let 200 people in. Now, you guys know tournaments have changed where you no longer have half of the prize pool, half of the entrants winning prizes. It used to be 500 people out of 1,000 got cards. Now it's a meager 200, 20% only are winning cards. So the answer to this, thanks to Mob Crush and your buddy Galadon, is the Galadon Guaranteed tournament, where we only let in 20% of the potential room in the tournament. Now, also, you guys have to remember, I have, well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, working on my fifth level 8 account and device so that I can start tournaments for 5,000 players. And when they're guaranteed tournaments, that means 1,000 players are guaranteed cards in tournaments that would normally allow 5,000 people in. So make sure you guys are following me on Mob Crush. Check it out. It doesn't cost you a thing. It's a very cool app. And again, I will get you guys in. If you're following me on Mob Crush, it's my promise to you. If you're showing up to the streams, I'm getting you in tournaments. Alright, so in the meantime, obviously Stuns running in a bit of an unusual deck. He's got the Miner in there along with the Three Musketeers and the full-size P.E.K.K.A. Three Musketeers, one of the only cards in the entire game that gives me trouble. There's a very short list of cards that I have a hard time dealing with, and the Three Musketeers is right up there with the Lava Hound, the Sparky, the Royal Giant, Expo Mortar, Witch, Wizard, Ice Wizard, and occasionally the Princess and the Witch and the Lumberjack. I almost forgot, and the Log. But besides that, it's a short list of cards that okay, seriously, the Three Musketeers can be tough, especially when players know how to use them, know how to deploy them. Right here, Stuns just walking all over this guy, and Cherry Poppin' is going down 2 crowns to 0. Okay, 2 crowns to 1 as the Zap spell gets that right tower down, but Stuns so far ahead, not even a question. And so often, as the way this game is set up, once you have a tower down, it is so much harder to defend against losing that second tower, especially against cards like the Three Musketeers and the Royal Giant when deployed in the middle, right on that tower, and it's just very, very hard to hold the opponent off. Now here we're going to look at win number 11 for Stuns with the exact same deck, P.E.K.K.A, Mini P.E.K.K.A, Three Musketeers, Miner. So right off the bat, you see a couple of Ice Spirits suiciding into each... I guess that's not suiciding, I don't know. Murder-suicide? Anyway, so we've got the Three Musketeers once again, a card that is so powerful but leaves you so vulnerable. 9 elixir, you're almost always going to be completely dry. Here, obviously, Stuns using the P.E.K.K.A on defense. I like this strategy, setting it back in the back, using it to take down the Giant. Think of the P.E.K.K.A as almost a mobile Inferno Tower. Once it locks onto a unit like a Giant, Royal Giant, it is just going to melt through it, as the P.E.K.K.A does right there. Obviously not getting towards the other tower, but a great defensive card that also has offensive capabilities, and that's why the P.E.K.K.A is such a great investment, probably why it's so expensive as well. And right here, Stuns facing a very popular tournament level Giant Bowler deck, and that's one of the reasons I like to show this replay, because I really feel right now that the Giant Bowler meta is just so strong, so powerful. And check out what the Bowler just did there. It pushed the Miner back from the Elixir Collector onto the King's Tower, woke up the King, and the Bowler moves forward. So a little bit of an advantage there, waking up the King unintentionally with that Miner, and here comes the Giant Bowler combination. And right here, you will see the strong point of the P.E.K.K.A, and that is that the bowler is not going to push that P.E.K.K.A back at all. Think about dropping Barbarians, a very common counter to a Giant right there. They're going to get crushed and pushed back, not only taken out by the bowler, but they're not going to be able to get a lot of damage off on that Giant in the meantime. So stuns, P.E.K.K.A again working out well defensively, not getting there offensively, but the chip damage is real as he gets that miner in again, getting more damage off that right lane tower. Here the minions going to work in that bowler, getting him down before he can drop a single ball. Again, great defensive move, knowing your counters. That is always such a key, especially these new cards. You've got to get used to the Mega Minion. A lot of people are working in the Ice Spirit there to help reset Inferno Towers and stop large groups of units. It's a great strategy. Stuns doing a good job. Again, holding off yet another push with the P.E.K.K.A. The P.E.K.K.A working overtime, stalling the Mega Minion as well until the tower can get it down. And now, Three Musketeers not splitting like you normally see, but coming down the same lane in behind the P.E.K.K.A, almost down. Now the P.E.K.K.A falls, but the Three Musketeers wipe out the Giant. There's a zap spell and the bowler going to work on them, but they're going to take down the bowler as well. And Stuns tries to squeeze another P.E.K.K.A in there, trying desperately just to get that P.E.K.K.A in front of the Three Musketeers. Here they come. Watch how fast that Giant just disappears from the map. Now the Three Musketeers did not get in and crush the tower, but it was enough to get Stuns another miner in there, and the miner chipping away, the bowler and the Mega Minion moving on. The miner has gotten that tower to under 1,000 hit points, and we are well into overtime right now. This battle has been a stalemate for a long time, and so much of it comes down to this chip damage, just a couple hundred at a time. Obviously, a P.E.K.K.A will destroy a tower in about 3 strikes, but Stuns really never using the P.E.K.K.A on offense, more of a defensive card. Once again, a miner gets in there, down to about 700 hit points on that tower, just working away on this tower and using pretty much all of overtime. We're down to 2 minutes left, yet another miner moving in, getting that tower down to under 600 hit points. Again, it's a game of inches. It really is. It's a matter of just grabbing 100 or so hit points at a time. Stuns again, using the P.E.K.K.A and the mini P.E.K.K.A to hold off any sort of push. Love how the P.E.K.K.A just rolls forward through everything, and now another dangerous push. Zap stops the charge. Zap stopping the charge of the Prince. I like that move right there. Yet another miner goes in, another 100 or so hit points. The bowler a good counter to the miner, but it's just a matter of time here before Stuns can finally grind this tower down into nothingness. You know it's coming. It's inevitable. The P.E.K.K.A and the Three Musketeers are just going to melt through this. The poison is a great counter when the Three Musketeers are together, but they still had the time and the firepower to wipe out the Giant and badly damage the bowler. So now this push not going to be that strong, easily countered once again by the minions and the mini P.E.K.K.A. Here comes another miner as the opponent deals with the minions and the mini P.E.K.K.A. The miner sneaks in from behind, and now we're down to about 150 points on the tower with a minute left in overtime. One of the longest battles you can possibly see in tournament or challenge play, and it's really just a rinse repeat. You see the opponent again and again and again. Finally, Stuns just grabs the early miner in there, doesn't counter, gets the tower down, and wins a very long, very slow 1-0 victory. But hey, at this level, you're facing players that are better and better and better. Remember, the challenge is you're facing a player who has the same number of wins. And right here, Stuns is going for it, going for the championship, bringing his deck of scary monsters and nice sprites to face none other than Skrillex. And obviously, having won 11 wins already, you know this isn't Stuns' first of the year. He wants to kill everybody on his way to bang-a-ranging his opponent. We will see how it goes with the Three Musketeers P.E.K.K.A mini P.E.K.K.A deck. Early on, once again, Stuns has started out with the chip damage. Getting in there, getting that miner just to slowly chip away a little bit of hit points every single time. So really this deck, at least the way Stuns is playing it, very defensive. Obviously, the Three Musketeers can grab a tower in just a couple of seconds, but at the same time, Stuns doesn't even really need that. Once the opponent knows the Three Musketeers is there, he lives in fear. He knows that at any moment, Stuns could be saving up 9 elixir and dropping the 3 muskies on him, so he's got to watch out for that, and maybe that's part of what happens that allows Stuns to get that miner in again and again and again. And it's one of the reasons that the miner is near the top of my most annoying card list. any card that is used like that just to chip away, that's almost impossible to stop. I mean, obviously the deployment time has been delayed a little bit. You do have a moment where you could guess where the miner is going, but that's the problem. The miner can attack from any of 4 sides, and you really only have a 1 in 4 shot of deploying a unit within range of that miner to prevent it from locking onto the tower. Even a goblin barrel, much easier to hard counter and prevent from getting to the tower. So really, in the top 4, I would have to go with Expo, Mortar, Royal Giant, and Miner as most annoying cards because they have that ability to get immediately on top of a tower or on top of an elixir collector. And watch this one right here. Stuns, drops the mini P.E.K.K.A. in time, guessing where that miner is going to be, and takes the miner out. That is a big turning point in this battle. That gives Stuns an elixir advantage. And watch the mini P.E.K.K.A. on the right, full-size P.E.K.K.A. on the left, heading down the lanes. The mini P.E.K.K.A. actually gets there and gets a shot off. And now in behind the full-size P.E.K.K.A., 2 of the 3 Musketeers. Very tough when an opponent split pushes like this. The P.E.K.K.A. not going to get through, but the 2 of the 3 Musketeers are going to get there, as did the miner. And once again, that is just devastating. And those minions are going to move in, finish the tower off, and give Stuns the 1 tower lead. But look at the right tower. It is so badly damaged, it's barely standing. Stuns just absolutely owned this 12th and final victory for his grand challenge. It was never even close right here. As time counts down, adding insult to injury, here come 3 more Musketeers. They're going to wipe out the right tower, and Stuns wins his 12th win, 1,100 cards, with a 2-0 controlling victory. So it's a beautiful deck if you know how to use it well, but it really, again, always comes down to more the player than the deck. Let me know if you guys like the 3 Musketeers or if you hate the miner as much as I do. Thank you guys, as always, for sticking around all the way to the end of this episode. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe for daily Clash content, and I'll see you back here again tomorrow for more full attacks. Once again, I am out of town while recording this episode, so sorry Peter does not get his chance to speak. I'm sure he would have something really, really insightful to say right about now.